Hello, welcome to MoJo Wellness and Energy. I'm your health coach, Mindy Whitehill, and today we are going to talk about foods that maximize your mojo. And I want to give you a little bit of history of why this is something that I have become passionate about and tell you a little bit about my family history. See, my mother and my maternal grandmother, so my mother's mother, are both breast cancer survivors. They were fortunate to find it through early detection through mammography and were able to get rid of it. And then also my father and his dad, my grandpa, both had prostate cancer. And unfortunately, my grandpa did die. It was detected very late and quite a few years ago before they knew as much as they do now about it. But again, my father is a prostate cancer survivor. And so as I have studied health and wellness and nutrition, I have come across some staggering statistics, some staggering facts and studies about how foods can lower our risk for cancer. And so I've kind of felt like it's been a calling for me that we need to really share this information. This information needs to get out to everyone. We do a great job of having people do early detection, which is wonderful, but what if we could reduce just the amount of people that ever hear those words, "You have cancer"? So the program today is going to tell you about a lot of those foods, but here is the really, really awesome part. Is these same foods that help to reduce your risk of cancer, they also help reduce fat. They lower the fat in your body. And then the third thing is they totally raise up your energy level. So they increase your mojo. So it's a wham bam, hit all three cylinders at once with just these foods. So I hope you enjoy the program and integrate some of these foods into your daily routine so you can maximize your mojo. Here are a few of my thoughts on cancer that I just wanted to make sure that you are aware of and that studies have definitely supported. Is one, cancer can be prevented via food choices, having daily exercise or forms of movement, and also reducing the toxins that we are exposed to in our lives. Additionally, if you do find out that you have cancer, I will show you throughout this presentation foods that actually can halt cancer growth or prevent cancer from the blood to feeding it. So cancer can be fought with our food choices. Exercise can help give us the energy we need to fight cancer. And again, if we eliminate toxins, and toxins aren't just those chemicals that you think of, but toxins such as stress or the internal toxins that we create on ourselves. Those things, if we can eliminate those things, you can fight cancer too. And the last thing, given my story, you know that there is some predisposition, some genetic predisposition probably, that I could be more likely to get breast cancer, or that my son could be more likely to get prostate cancer. But here's the beautiful thing. It's not a death sentence. We can change our stars. We can change the impact by looking at our food choices and other choices too. But this presentation is going to specifically cover some of your food choices. So if you haven't met me before, I am Mindy Whitehill, and a health coach, and I consider myself, even though we're doing this just through a presentation, that for today, while you're watching this, I am your health coach. And with that, I take that very seriously. because you know what? I love doing what I do, and I love working with busy women. I love working with moms on ways that they can improve different avenues of their life. And one way through this workshop is I can help you. One, I can improve your lifestyle by hopefully preventing diseases, or maybe you're in a situation where you're fighting diseases. I can help you also reduce your fat. Uh, Exposure, or your fat growth that maybe you're going through by some of the foods that you eat. And more importantly, I can help you increase your energy. I can help you rock your mojo. So that's one of the things that I do, and I completely love it. If you don't know what MoJo is, well, I'm going to tell you my definition of MoJo. MoJo is that energy inside that drives you. It's what gets you up in the morning. It is how people think of you when they see you at your best. It is those things inside you that breathe your charm, your talent, your sex appeal, your essence. That is what MoJo is. And the wonderful thing is that food is one way to rock your mojo. So let's get started. What I'm going to be telling you about is a phrase. It's going to be an acronym, and it's going to be the G-bombs. And G-bombs is not something that I made up. A doctor by the name of Dr. Joel Fuhrman, Fuhrman, brought this concept of G-bombs in, and there's been lots of studies about a lot of these foods, so none of these foods will probably be very surprising, but it's just a helpful way to remember these things. Hopefully you've printed out your 2 handouts, and so the one with the line spaces is where you can take notes as we go through this, but we're going to go over the G-bombs. I've added my own acronym to the beginning, but here are the G-bombs and what they can do for you. The first one we're going to start with, obviously, is tomatoes. And they are great cancer fighters. They also are fat fighters. But the reason why one of the main reasons is that they have lycopene, which is anti-cancer, and it's especially good for prostate cancers. They are very rich in vitamin C and E. This is going to be a part of what will boost your energy and boost your immune system with vitamin E, and just a wonderful thing to add. It's great for our healthy heart, and also for strengthening the blood vessels. Kind of the red color goes along with the blood flow. And it can reduce skin damage. So if you have had some sun damage and things like that, there are some studies that have shown that increasing your intake of tomatoes can help reduce that skin damage. And the wonderful thing about our tomatoes is that you can eat them raw or you can eat them cooked. If you eat them cooked, it's not going to reduce the great impact of lycopene. So eat them either way. Of course, we have to warn to watch for, try to use the low sodium types if you are going with canned tomatoes or processed tomatoes. And even ketchup, it's a high sugar product, but again, don't worry about that. Work on focusing on ways that you can throw more tomatoes, your tomato sauces and things like that, into your daily life. Our next one, H in the word the, is your healthy fats. And I love these products. I do get these daily, and they're great products for several reasons. One, people usually tend to stay away from these when they're on diets because they have a very high caloric intake. But a great thing is that studies have shown that putting these into your diet, if you are trying to lose weight, will actually help you lose weight. And here's a couple of reasons why. It's one, that they satisfy, okay? They help you feel full because they are so nutrient dense and caloric dense. And so people have actually been shown to eat less And because they're getting fed with all these nutrients, they have enough energy so it lasts them a while longer. So that is just one of the reasons why it helps with people that are trying to lose weight. Okay. So what kind of healthy fats? Nuts. Nuts are a great big one. Your top three are Brazilian nuts, your walnuts, and almonds. And anytime you're eating nuts, we're going to go for the raw ones, not the ones that are full of salts, the ones that are roasted and things like that. You want to go with raw. Oils, looking at adding some healthy oils into your cooking. We're talking olive oils, coconut oils, again, that's another nut, safflower oil, just different ones than your normal vegetable oil. Again, you're not going to go with high amounts, okay? But these will help feed you, and the great thing is they feed your brains too. You're going to start getting some of those healthy omega-3s, and that feeds your brain. It helps you with your joints. There's all sorts of great things. And then the next one is avocados, which is absolutely one of my favorites. We have avocados around our house quite often, and they're a great way to integrate those healthy fats in there, and there's lots of vitamins in there. Your great omega-3s, wonderful additive to add if you currently aren't doing so already. How much? You want to go for about 1 ounce or a fistful max when you're talking about nuts. If you are trying to lose weight, do just a little bit less, not a ton less, but just a little less than a full fistful. And here's the awesome part. And nuts themselves have not been shown, or these healthy fats have not been shown in studies as to how they impact cancer on their own. You actually want to eat them along with veggies and or a fruit. You don't want to eat them alone as a snack. And the reason why is that they supercharge the cancer fighting benefit of those other vegetables. So that is where they get their huge impact. And they also help protect against heart disease too. And I love this kid. I just had to put him in because he's got that little reminder of a fistful, buddy. He's showing you his fist. So put a little fistful of nuts into your daily routine. The next one we have when we talk about our G-bombs is E. And this is actually not food at all. But what it is eating mindfully. And it's something that as Americans we're not very good at. Everything is always really fast, 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 fast. Eat as fast as you can. We've got fast foods, or we're running from here to there. Or how many of you eat at your desk while you're at work? I used to be a trainer, and we did lunch and learns all the time. You couldn't take a full lunch break. You had to learn while you were at lunch. So it's something that we need to start doing. So slow down and enjoy your foods. We need to start to be mindful about this, and there are some great benefits for this. One way to do it is put down your fork in between bites. Just make sure you're taking your time. You put the food in your mouth and chew, chew, and chew some more. We normally take about 4 to 5 chews per bite on average and gulp, okay? The food is still way too big, and chewing is the starting part of the digestive process, and the saliva helps break that down. But what studies have shown even more is the actual chewing of some of these G-bombs that I'm going to be showing you actually increases their cancer-fighting ability. So the more you chew, the more you are breaking down the cells within those vegetables and making them have a better impact in your body. So this is why it is so important. The other thing is that as a huge fat fighter is if we slow down and chew, because it takes 15 minutes for our stomach to register when we are full. If you slow down, you're going to eat when you are going to stop eating when you're full sooner. Okay, so you're going to also reduce that fat intake. So do some changes. Eat mindfully. It releases as I was talking about before, it's the ITCs. That's what we're talking about in the cells. But here, eat lunch at a table. This is a great thing, and I post it on our Facebook page every once in a while, just as a great reminder. Remember, eat lunch at a table, and that your desk is not a table. Take that time out, take that break, eat mindfully, slow down, and enjoy. All right, we're getting to the G-bombs. Okay, we're getting to the G-bombs now. Let's see what G is. G is greens, okay? And we're talking about two different areas of greens. We're talking about the green leafy veggies, okay? Your lettuces, all right? All sorts of colors. Add them in, have a salad. They're wonderful for you. Increase them into your daily practice. And then the next one is your cruciferous vegetables. These are your powerhouse. If you aren't sure what cruciferous vegetables are, let me give you a list of them. Here are some awesome cruciferous vegetables for you. The first one that you see in the picture there is broccoli and cauliflower. Those are some of the main ones that maybe are easier for you to get into your lifestyle. But get those cruciferous vegetables in there. Other ones are kale and cabbage. Those are awesome ones for you. Just add them into your day. There's a lot of different other ones like arugula and watercress, but those are some of the main ones that I don't know. I guess for us Midwesterners probably are a lot easier for us to get and even grow ourselves. So if you can get those added into your daily repertoire. A couple other ones, Brussels sprouts, mustard greens, turnip greens, collards, and radishes. Radishes are an also great one. But why are they so great? If you have these daily into your daily routine of eating them, you can lower the risk of breast cancer by 50%. All right, you can also lower oral and esophageal cancers, breast cancer, stomach cancer, and all sorts of impact. Additionally, these vegetables can protect against bacteria and viruses. They do a great job within your body, so get them in there. And of course, the big one is they help kill off cancer, and it's those ITCs that I was talking about on that last slide. Basically, the reason why we want to chew these up so well or to break them down into our body is that it releases ITC. And what those are is isothiocyanates. Okay, it's a tough one. Try saying that. But what they are is they're immune strengthening and cancer fighting. They help your body detox, and additionally, they kill off cancer. Okay, so if you're fighting cancer, you gotta get these into your daily routine, okay? And you can break down those ITCs through multiple ways, not just chewing. You can juice these vegetables, you can chop them, you can blend them up into smoothies, but get them into your daily routine for those great cancer fighting and cancer killing properties that they have. All right, we're on to our B's now. Let's eat some beans. Beans, the magical fruit, right? So beans, lentils, and peas, that's where we're at. Wonderful thing about the energy part of these is that they balance your energy for longer periods of time, and that's with the fiber in them and the protein. They extend your energy throughout. So it's a wonderful way to get those in. Eat them, go for 2 times per week, and you will lower your colon cancer risk by 50%. That's amazing. And the other awesome thing about beans and this protein source is that they're cheap. The price of beef is astronomical right now, and you can replace those products with beans in your chili. Just have it be a straight vegetarian chili, and you've just made that meal so much cheaper. Eating healthy does not always have to be expensive. This is one of the ways to do it. If you're worried about gas, okay, again, it may indicate that you are not chewing them properly. It could also mean that you're not cooking them properly either. So make sure if you're getting them dried that you're definitely soaking them and cooking them for the right periods of time. If you need to, you can add a bay leaf into it while it's cooking. That can help break some things down. Also, if you are cooking them up, only salt them the last 10 minutes because salt can actually inhibit the cooking process if it's done prior to that. So just the last 10 minutes of cooking if you want to add salt. All right, so we've got the G's and we've got the beans in there, and our next one are onions. I love onions, and one is because they're easy to add to so many meals, so many veggies, your soups, even your casseroles. But what I love about onions is the impact that they can have in helping you fight cancer. It's just awesome. It is so awesome. Can you tell? I'm really pumped about how awesome they are. But let me read to you this one study, okay? One large European study found striking reductions in oral, esophageal, colorectal, laryngeal, breast, ovarian, and prostate cancers in the participants who consumed the greatest quantities of onions and garlic. All right, and I'm going to tell you in a little bit how much they reduced their cancer risk. Okay, the top onions to put into things are your yellow and your red onions. They're going to have these higher cancer fighting properties inside of them. The others that you should add are garlic and shallots, okay? So those are your 4 that you want to try to integrate into a daily basis for consumption. And the smaller they are chopped, the better. So if you have people in your family, or maybe you're one of them, you do not like the texture or the strong taste of an onion, chop them smaller. You won't get as much of that taste in them, or even that burping quality that we get sometimes from onions, because again, it's with those ITCs, the smaller they're chopped, the better they are for you. So chop them up super small. And for me, I've got a couple kids that absolutely hate onions, and they would tell you they don't eat onions. But what they don't know won't hurt them, right? I know that I'm feeding them onions. They're getting them into their food, and they don't even know it. So you can do it. But here's that number. This is what I wanted to tell you. This is the amazing thing about onions. Those cancers that I listed before, this study showed that they reduce cancer anywhere from 55 to 85%, depending on the type of cancer. Look at that. Look at the impact that we can have. But here's the other amazing thing, okay? Some of the compounds that we find in onions, okay, in onions and garlic, these phytochemicals, they also make them anti-angiogenic, okay? There's another big word, which means that they can prevent tumors from obtaining the blood supply needed to fuel their growth. So it stops feeding them, okay? And similarly, in studies of breast cancer cells, garlic and onion phytochemicals caused cell death or even halted cell division, which prevented the cell cancers from multiplying. So these are awesome, all right? Onions are a great way to fight that and give you an opportunity to not have as high a risk with these cancers. Okay, the next one is mushrooms. Again, I get pretty pumped about onions and mushrooms. I'm sorry, I can't tell if you can tell by my voice, but I do. I get excited about these two. And mushrooms are pretty awesome because they have what's inside of them called lectin. And what lectin does is it recognizes and it will bind to abnormal cells and label them for destruction. Okay? And what are abnormal cells? Not only are cancer cells, but also viruses. So these are awesome way to keep your energy going. They're going to help you fight off those viruses through those winter months. So get those mushrooms into your body. The impact is just awesome. But here's what's cool, all right? One a day can reduce breast cancer risk by 64%, all right? 64%. That's just huge. You see all those billboards out there and all the money that's spent on breast cancer awareness, okay, which I am all for it. You know, my mom and my grandma, as you know, they found it through detection through the mammography, so I'm so thankful for that. But what if we spent more money on the fact that if you ate one mushroom a day, you could reduce even the risk of even hearing those words that you have breast cancer by 64%. That's pretty phenomenal. Now I know there's some of you that just, you hate mushrooms, right? And for the majority of you, it's the texture. It's that slimy, oh gross, I can't stand it. But again, we've got the ITCs in these mushrooms, so guess what? Chop them up. Completely chop them up so they're so fine you won't even notice them. In one of my recipes that you get, chop them up so fine. I've done it. I've done this workshop, and people who say they can't stand mushrooms, they've tried it, and they've told me they can't even taste them. So go for it. Because here's the thing. You don't have to have the special mushrooms. These studies that they did, this reduction in breast cancer by 64% was just with one button mushroom. One button mushroom a day. Those are those little white ones, the one you can buy at any store. So you don't have to buy all these crazy different types of mushrooms, these dried mushrooms or anything like that. I mean, they have great nutritional value too, but it's simple. It's a simple thing that you can add into your day, and that is adding mushrooms. All right, we're getting down to the bottom now. We're to our second B of the G bombs, and that one is berries, okay? Pomegranates can also be included in these, but berries are awesome. You know, as you know, the deep colors of red, blue, and purple, that indicates that they have high antioxidant content, okay? But here's how they are awesome. They also inhibit blood supply to cancers, okay? They rock it, all right? They're energy packed with vitamins, so you're going to get energy, all right? And here's another great thing, is they're one of those fat fighters, so add those to your meals, okay? Get them in there. Those are those fat fighters. They actually help you reduce your fat, okay? So eat your berries. I always encourage people buy frozen. They're picked at the prime of freshness and frozen right away. If you can get local, great. If you can get wild, even better, because they aren't sprayed and you don't have to pay that organic price. But if you can get some wild ones, that's even better. So go for the berries, add them in, and what's great is this is a sweet one, okay? You can go with some sweet onions, but the most of these other ones aren't quite as sweet of foods, but if you have a sweet tooth, berries are the way to go. All right, we've got one more left, and here's the last one, and they are seeds. These actually would also be included into healthy fats, but seeds are separate in Dr. Furman's list as their own entity. And there are some amazing values of seeds. First of all, they're protected by their shell, which is awesome. So these little things, they don't absorb the toxins that may be out in the air and out in the environment. So that protection is awesome. But with that protection, we have to watch some things. Here's some of the seeds that I encourage you. These are some of the top ones: flaxseed, chia seeds, hemp seeds, sesame seeds, and then you can add sunflowers in there too. But flax seeds, they have to be milled, okay? You can't just eat a flax seed. Your body will not digest it. You can purchase flax seeds, and many people do, and they add them to the foods, and unfortunately, they aren't getting the nutrient value. If you have them, you have to grind them in your own coffee grinder or whatever you would have at home in order to get them milled so that you can use them. But seeds are fantastic, one, because they carry so many minerals and so many nutrients that your body needs and that we don't get in other foods. They contain iron, which, yeah, you can get in other foods, but they also contain zinc, potassium, calcium, protein, magnesium and folate and vitamin E, all in those teeny little things. They pack a huge punch. And again, like nuts, when they are combined with your vegetable meals, they increase their cancer fighting abilities. So they're one of those things that if you can add them to a salad, go for it. We put chia seeds at our house into our smoothies. All right, but you can, and hemp seeds too. So if you want to add some extra protein, some extra omega-3s, and also added some extra cancer fighting abilities into your smoothies, throw them in. All right, so that's another way just to add those in. Again, we're looking kind of at that 1 ounce. You don't need a ton to get the impact, but about actually what they're showing right there. That tablespoon right there is probably a good serving size right there. So we've got them. We've got all those G-bombs right there, shown you real quick. But hopefully that has given you an idea. But I don't want you to become overwhelmed. You know, that's one of the things that I work on with my program is we have to be able to take action. If I were to look at all of those, it's like there's no way I can add all those things. And that's not the expectation at all. So what I want you to do is to look at the other worksheet that you have, and it has the days of the week on it. And so wherever you are today, whatever today is for you, I want you to think about today. And how many have you ate today? Okay, how many tomatoes, servings of tomatoes, nuts or avocados have you had? Have you had any green veggies or cruciferous vegetables? What about beans, onions, mushrooms, berries, or seeds? Okay, and if you've had 0, it's okay. You're not behind, you're just where you're at, okay? Because here's the thing that we're going to do. At the bottom of that sheet, it says, what's your new daily goal? Okay, so wherever you're at for today, if you're at 0, if you're at 2, wherever you're at, you're going to increase it by 1. Okay, that's all I'm asking you to do is increase it by 1. So if you're writing 1 on that line, that's all right. Okay, just write that number down. This is your goal. You're going to increase it by 1. All right, and the next thing that I want you to write down below it is 1 action you will take today to add more. So what is it? What's that 1 action you can take? Is it going to the grocery store? All right, what's 1 action you will take today to add more of these foods? All right, and what's great is you should have had 2 more attachments. Is 1, I included a grocery list with all the different ones on there, and you're going to see which ones are the fat fighters, and all of them are great for fighting cancer, and all of them are great for energy. So you'll see that list, and you can just mark that list. All right, add those to your grocery list and go to the grocery store. And then we've got 4 recipes, 4 fantastic recipes that you can do. And those recipes have 4 or 5, at least 4 or 5 of the G-bombs in them. All right, and that's the goal, is to try to work your way up to a handful of those every day, to try to go for 5 a day. If you're at 1, don't worry about it. Work at 1, get that into your plan, and then get to 2 after a couple weeks, all right? Or maybe if you're motivated, go after week 2. After your first week, all right? But the goal is to try to get up to 5 and to mix it up, okay? That's why I've got 4 different types of recipes in there. We've got smoothies in there. We've got the quinoa pilaf, one of my absolute favorites, okay? So these are some awesome recipes. Go ahead and try them. Get them into your day so that you can rock your mojo, ladies. Here we go. All right. So I just really want to thank you again. This one went just a little bit over 30 minutes, and I know time is precious for you, but thank you for coming and listening to this workshop. Congratulate yourself again. You've done it. You're taking some steps, okay? 1 step today, 1 thing you can do today to add some of the G-bombs to your life. And don't forget, Rock That Mojo starts March 8th. This is the type of thing you like? You like to learn about something and then implement? take a step to make your life better, to rock your mojo, then I know you'll love Rock That Mojo. It's a 5-week program, and when you get out of that program, you're going to keep on going. You're going to keep on rocking your mojo. So check it out on rockthatmojo.com and have a great day.